Hello, welcome to the morning edition of NBC News, and you are with me, Evelis Jingambe. Coming up this morning.
First Lady Professor Gertrude Mutharika calls on Malawians to uphold high levels of hygiene. Government commits to supporting the youth in community-driven solutions. And in sports, FCB Nyasa Big Bullets bow to mighty Wanderers in this year's season opening of the NBS Bank Charity Shield match.
Thank you for joining us. Now the news in detail. First Lady, Madam Professor Gertrude Mutharika has called on Malawians to uphold high levels of cleanliness and participate in efforts to maintain a healthy environment. The First Lady made the call at Goliati in Tyolo when she presided over distribution of assorted relief items to food-insecure households. Professor Gertrude Mutharika, who is also the patron of Beautify Malawi BIM Trust, said cleanliness does not demand expensive materials but commitment to using what people have to champion hygiene. We have a report by Geoffrey Shinawa.
The First Lady, Madam Professor Gertrude Mutharika, said cleanliness is a crucial element in preventing infectious diseases, stressing that the organization will do its best to promote hygiene in schools, hospitals, and markets. She then commended the Muslim World League for joining forces with BIM in bailing out food-insecure households. The First Lady has also committed to working with other stakeholders in provision of potable water by drilling water boreholes in designated places, as well as construction of a girls' hostel at Matapata Secondary School in the area. In his remarks, National Coordinator for Muslim World League, Sheikh Taib Mustafa, hailed the First Lady, Madam Professor Gertrude Mutharika, for spearheading interventions that seeks to improve people's welfare in the country.
Being a First Lady is not just a title, but it is a listening ear for the hurting. And that listening ear, it is you, Madam First Lady Gertrude Mutharika. Muslim World League focuses a lot on community care by creating safe environment through increasing quality of life, opposing marginalization, and striving to eliminate poverty. Muslim World League, together with Beautify Malawi, are here today in Tyolo at Goliath to share what belongs to you.
During the event, Professor Mutharika distributed food packs containing assorted items such as maize flour, salt, blankets, and monetary support to about 750 households. Official records indicate that about 78,000 households in Tyolo are at a risk of facing hunger. Other notable figures who graced the event include Tadala Jihana, the spouse to the second Vice President, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Ben Piri, and Minister of Gender, Children, Disability and Social Welfare, Mary Navicha. Geoffrey Shinawa, NBC, Tyolo.
A deep dive research by Mabata Institute has singled out banana, soybean, and rice as commodities with great potential to structurally transform the country's value chain and boost the economy. Speaking at an Ulimi Dijilengedwe Uchi Roundtable Dialogue, where findings and recommendations on the three crops were disseminated, Principal Secretary for Industrialization and Trade, Whiskes Mkombezi, reiterated that government is dedicated to advancing value addition and agricultural commercialization as key pillars of the country's development agenda. Chibilo Ntomodzi has more.
Agriculture is the biggest part of the economy in Malawi. Therefore, this initiative is a further commitment by government to turn farming into a commercial activity. The Mwapata Institute conducted this research and focused on 3 crops, namely banana, soybean and rice. They looked at the potential these groups have and the demand that there is locally and globally. They have since presented these findings and various recommendations. Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, Wiskes Nkombezi, has hailed the initiative and its potential to transform agriculture and trade.
In support of this, we have our own policies and strategies that will use to support transformation of the agricultural value chains that will be promoted under the Uchi project. So, for instance, the ministry has the Department of Small and Medium Enterprises and Cooperatives, and that department also deals with issues of value addition. You may recall that what used to be called one village, one product is now the division of value addition under the ministry. So we will look at that and support these value chains, including the other value chains that are outside the scope of this project.
The initiative was supported by the EU and UNDP. The Deputy Resident Representative for UNDP in Malawi is Chika Charles Aniekwe.
I would say that the potential is huge, and agriculture employs a large number of Malawians, and that is a factor. The numbers are out there. So if we're able to catalyze this sector to make sure that a lot of more farmers are moving away from subsistence small-scale farming into commercial farming, it could have potential not just for Malawi to have access to this product at a reduced cost, but also it has export potential. Many people say that Malawi is landlocked. Well, some of us say that Malawi is land-linked. If you look by your side, you see you have border with Tanzania, Mozambique, Zambia. So this product can go into those sectors. I'm also aware that even beyond your neighboring countries to countries like Kenya, Malawi soybean also finds places in Kenyan market.
The focus on the 3 crops is expected to enhance household incomes, promote agro-industrial development, and reduce import dependency, among others. Chipiri Mtumodzi, NBC News, Lilongwe.
Government will continue supporting the youth in community-driven solutions while recognizing them as major contributors to the economy and aspirations of the country. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture Alfred Gangata made the commitment during the Core Africa Peach Day 2026 event in Lilongwe. Catherine Banda has filed this report.
The Minister of Youth, Alfred Gangata, said the Peach Day ideas demonstrate that young people are ready to contribute solutions to real-life problems facing the nation. He added that the Peach Day model solves major problems that exist between a good idea and real-life implementation, saying many viable solutions fail due to lack of investment and support. The minister further emphasized the need to scale up the ideas and find better ways to fund community-led projects for their sustainability. National Youth Council of Malawi, NICOM Executive Director Rhoda Misomali, said government, together with various stakeholders, must coordinate and contribute meaningfully through financial, technical and strategic partnerships to support young people.
The youth are currently the highest population in Malawi, and we cannot just disregard them. We need to incorporate them in everything that we're doing, starting from economic empowerment, mentorship, health issues, everything that the youth need for them to be able to make decisions to progress with their lives.
The ministry's Director of Technical Services, Dina Gumulila, said there are several programs that government is working on to support young people in the country.
We have got the youth clubs. We have a special program that we call the National Youth Service, which empowers the youth with mindset change. We bring the spirit of patriotism in them, that this is their country, and whatever happens to their country will affect them. So they need to take part in developing their country.
Core Africa board member Arthur Nkosi said they intend to increase the number of beneficiaries in their programs to over 50,000 and also increase the number of youth volunteers they work with to 95 from 93.
As Pitch Day, we're looking at 60 million, and as Core Africa, we're putting in over 20, and we're looking for at least about 40 million that can be contributed from private sector, government and other philanthropists and well-wishers.
During the pitch event, 5 youth were able to pitch their project ideas for support. The ideas included maize and rice solar-powered irrigation farming, cooking oil production, goat farming and shoemaking and egg incubator business, among other initiatives. Catherine Banda, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Government has held the Open Heart Surgery Camp program for transforming cardiac care in the country and successfully performing 61 major surgeries and treating over 120 patients in 3 years. Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Dr. Dan Namaliga, said the initiative, which began as a modest effort, has now grown into a life-saving program delivering high-quality cardiac care to patients across the country. Mercy Zamawa with the details.
Living with someone who is sick in the home is extremely difficult, and when there is a little or no hope of receiving medical treatment, it becomes even more distressing for both the patient and their family. This is the situation the Mwadzangate family has been going through due to the illness of their child, who has been suffering from a heart condition. Now, hope has clicked for the family, as the child is among 128 heart patients who have received medical assistance through surgeries that have been done since the year 2023, when specialists, heart doctors, began visiting the country to help patients at Blantyre Adventist Hospital. These patients have been receiving treatment through a program known as Open Heart Surgery Camp. One of the doctors from the United States of America, Dr. John Craig, said it is encouraging to see that some patients who received treatment are now doing well and living healthy lives.
Everyone is doing beautifully. It's been a great effort with the Malawian team. So we brought a lot of people in. A big focus of ours is not just taking care of the patients, but also working with the local Malawian team. There are some very critical team members that we did not bring intentionally, because we wanted to fill that with the local Malawian team. And so it's a blended team, and I've never met a group of people that were hungrier to learn, and again, they're very smart, very talented people, and we're honored to work alongside them.
The Chief Executive Officer for Blantyre Adventist Hospital, Kibleka Sinjal, said the patients are being assisted free of charge.
Of 128 in 6 camps. This is the 6th camp. So this is an achievement for the country, Malawi. It has never happened, but it's happening here in Malawi. These are candidates who were supposed to go to India or South Africa because it's not locally done. So the country is saving here lives, forex, and other aspects.
Meanwhile, Secretary for Health, Dr. Dan Namaliga, who participated in one of the surgeries in this 6th Open Heart Surgery Camp, said government is grateful that such operations can be done in the country, as traveling abroad for treatment takes a long time and costs a lot of money, currently more than 14 million kwacha.
It's amazing work. This is life-changing, and the government will fully support this initiative. Our minister, the president, all are really giving a applaud to this team here. And the beauty is that they've already started training our people so that sustainability becomes the order of the day.
This year's Open Heart Surgery Camp targets to help 30 patients with heart-related problems in a space of 2 weeks. Mercy Zamawa, MBC News, Blantyre.
This is MBC News, and you are with me, Evelis Chingambe. A reminder of the top stories.
First Lady Professor Gertrude Mutarika calls on Malawians to uphold high levels of hygiene. Government commits to supporting the youth in community-driven solutions. And in sports, FCB Nyasa Big Bullets bow to mighty Wanderers in this year's season opening of the NBS Bank Charity Shield match.
Welcome back. National Bank of Malawi has relaunched its Fuel 360 product, offering fuel retailers up to 200 million kwacha in collateral-free financing. Head of Retail Banking, Oswin Kasunda, said the product has been revised after earlier limits proved inadequate. Businesses with multiple filling stations can now access up to 400 million kwacha, including overdrafts and guarantees. Kasunda says the facility aims to ease working capital challenges in the fuel sector.
We have also gone further to say that if someone has got multiple fuel stations or filling stations, then the amounts have increased to 400 million. So we have offered them 400 million which are unsecured for those with multiple outlets, with multiple filling stations. The reason why we have done this is because the assessment that we have done has shown that the performance has been good. Over the past year that we have had this product, we have not been disappointed. This is a partnership with the fuel retailers, and because they have performed well, then as a bank, we are prepared to go and assist them according to the limits that they've been asking.
Fuel retailers have welcomed the move, with Happy Jerry of Blue Water Energies saying it will help address persistent capital constraints.
As anyone who would look forward to good news, this evening has been very exciting for us as distributors, retailers of fuel, when a national bank has shot us in the arm in a very big way, because the major challenge that we have in this business is it's very capital intensive. One truckload of fuel at the moment is about 156 million kwacha, just to bring fuel to the filling station, full truckload. So for someone who was maybe operating just in September with 96 million kwacha, in April he's required to raise 256 million kwacha just for the same kind of fuel. So that is a thing. So as we are pondering on how best we can try to solve this problem as retailers, here National Bank has come with its very appetizing offer for us, so that we should be able to capitalize our businesses with ease without any challenges.
In a related development, NBS Bank has emphasized the need to support women in senior decision-making positions, describing it as critical to unlocking Malawi's economic potential, presenting a check worth 4 million kwacha to the Rise initiative by the Malawi School of Government. The bank's head of government and international organizations, Mervyn Donga, said women have already shown that when given opportunities, they become powerful drivers of innovation, productivity, and sustainable growth. He speaks to Emmanuel Chukonso.
Yes, we started with the initial program in Salima. And this time around, we are coming to Lilongwe to launch. After the launch, we think that we can take it to Mombasa in Kenya, and then it comes back to Lilongwe. So this is a series of women leadership programs that has been designed. You know, the target is executive women in leadership. We have always had programs to do women in politics. And we found that there is a gap to do with executive women who are leading organizations. Okay, so this program actually it bridges that gap. Okay, to make sure that we have got a critical mass of executive women that are leading these organizations, that are contributing to the development of this country.
Speaking ahead of the launch, Director of Research Consultancy and Advisory Services for the Malawi School of Government, Enea Garondo, said the program was first introduced in Salima, where it received a positive response. Garondo added that the second phase of the initiative is expected to roll out at the end of this month, with further expansion planned beyond Malawi's borders to Mombasa, Kenya.
I think we have got a living example in our institution here at NBS Bank. Our CEO is Mrs. Temwani Simaka, and just one of the evidence as to why we would venture into supporting women development and leadership in Malawi. Where we are going as a country, we need to be diversified in terms of skill set, in terms of capabilities amongst women, so that they can lead in those institutions that they need to lead with the right amount of capacity to be able to take them to another level.
Local leaders in Mangochi, Lutende, have described the newly introduced Constituency Development Fund (CDF) guidelines as crucial in spearheading development at community level. The leaders, drawn from different development committees, made the remarks in Mangochi during an interface with Member of Parliament for the area, Louis Malugula. The legislator organized the interface to update representatives of the area development and village development committees on new CDF guidelines that are forming part of a broader effort to improving governance and accountability in local councils. Owen Mavola has a report.
As part of strengthening community participation on matters of development, Democratic Progressive Party Member of Parliament for Mangochi, Lutende, Louis Malugula, brought to round-table discussion representatives of area development and village development committees, including traditional leaders from around Namavi area under his constituency. The interface largely focused on the newly introduced Constituency Development Fund guidelines with a 5 billion kwacha per constituency allocation. During the engagement, the legislator highlighted that the newly introduced guidelines are placing emphasis on transparency, accountability, and effective financing of local development projects, hence the need for all key stakeholders at community level to be aware of such.
When I went through the CDF guidelines, I thought that it would be a good thing, that I must take this back to the community so that the community understands exactly what is happening or what is inside the CDF guidelines. So my interface today with the chiefs and the ADC committees and other people that came in was actually just to give them full information of how the CDF is going to operate in our communities.
In her remarks, Chairperson for Namavi Area Development Committee, Asiat Tomasi, hailed the Member of Parliament for taking time to brief the local structures on the new CDF guidelines. She says, "We are very happy that our Member of Parliament spared some time to share with us the latest regarding the new CDF guidelines. This will surely help us to be active members whenever we are called to the district council to represent our community on issues of development. No one has been left behind. This is commendable." Before engaging members of the area development and village development committees, the legislator also held an interface with health workers at Kadango Health Center, where he shared with them government's vision in areas of promoting quality health service delivery at community, district and national level. Owen Mavula, MBC, Mangochi.
Moving on to sports, FCB Nyasapik Bullets have bowed to mighty wonders in this year's season opening of the NBS Bank Charity Shield match at Bingo National Stadium in Lilongwe on Saturday. Sama Theory broke the jinx with a goal in the 48th minute of the game. And now across the borders, Zimbabwe is celebrating 46th Independence Day after receiving Zimbabwe-bred sculpture that was stolen by colonial rulers in 19th century. Speaking when addressing the audience at the State House in Harare, the Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa described the gesture as a symbol of Pan-Africanism. Towson Magombo with a report.
The drummers at State House fell silent. For the first time in over a century, 8 soapstone birds stood on Zimbabwean soil again. Speaking when receiving the bird, Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa, the birds are not just wildlife, They are spirit beings that form a bridge between human world and the spiritual world.
As we welcome home our ancestral relics consisting of the Chapungu, being the 8th and the last soapstone great Zimbabwe bird. Congratulations. This vital piece of our national soul and dignity resided in a foreign land, a silent testament to the colonial plunder that sought to strip us of our destiny.
Speaking when returning the bird, South African Minister of Sports and Culture, Gayton Mackenzie, praised the handover as an act of moral courage and transparent cooperation by South African President Cyril Ramaphosa.
His Excellency Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa gave me a very clear instruction. He said, my brother wants the bird returned, and the bird shall return because I already gave my word to my brother. Now, Your Excellency, that's a career-ending instruction. Before Independence Day, I want my brother to smile. So when I went to see you a few minutes earlier, Your Excellency, and you smiled, I said, God is great.
The bird, which is found on Zimbabwean flag, banknotes and coat of arms, stands as a powerful and cherished symbol of Zimbabwean heritage. According to archaeology professor at the University of Zimbabwe, Planchenjere, the bird has never been put on the Great Wall of Zimbabwe for fun, but rather to carry prayers of the people to the Creator. Toson Magombo, NBC News.
And that's it from our newsroom this morning. A recap of our top stories before we leave.
First Lady Professor Gertrude Mutharika calls on Malawians to uphold high levels of hygiene. Government commits to supporting the youth in community-driven solutions. And in sports, FCB Nyasa Big Bullets bow to mighty wonders in this year's season opening of the NBS Bank Charity Shield match.
For more updates, visit NBC Digital on Facebook, X and Instagram. You've been with me, Evelis Chingambe. Thanks for watching and good morning.